Thanks for joining me today. I want to introduce you to the internet's largest job search board. Very few people understand that Google is actually one of the most powerful job boards out there because it actually searches the entire web, including a lot of the sites that you're already going to. So unlike LinkedIn, Indeed, Career Builder, ZipRecruiter, things like that, those are all sites that companies have to pay to have a job on. Whereas Google will not only search all of those sites, but it'll also search company sites, company blogs, plus hundreds of other job boards out there that you may have never thought of to look for a position. So let me show you how to get started. So obviously we're going to start right here on Google's main page. So let's just start extremely vague right now. I'm going to do a sample search for a manufacturing sales representative here in Charleston, South Carolina. Let's say I'm looking for opportunities that kind of fit that parameter. But I want to start very, like I said, very vague. So I'm going to type in sales jobs in Charleston, South Carolina. And reason being is because this is going to launch the Google job portal for us. Now, if you've ever used Google before, you'll notice that it brings back results, and typically it's got sponsored results that come back first. But if you page down just a little bit, we're looking for this bank of 3 jobs right here. And there's going to be a button right below that that's going to say more jobs. That's what you click to get into the kind of Google portal for searching for jobs. Now, since we did this very vague, we are going to see hundreds and hundreds of jobs, and these are all in the Charleston, South Carolina area, all that basically have sales or something similar in the title. Now, obviously, that's again too macro or too vague for what we're going after because we're searching for manufacturing representative jobs. So I want to show you the features of the Google job search. So at the top here, we have a very rudimentary filter search parameters. And we need to be extremely careful how we use these. And reason being is because Google searches the entire web, a lot of these parameters are not put into the positions. So really the only 2 that we're really going to be working with is date posted and remote. But we'll go to, and I'll show you how we do those here in just a little bit. But as we page down, we've got all these jobs, and of course these aren't exactly what we're going after because we haven't drilled down far enough. But I do want to show you the features of once you get into one of the jobs. So if you click on a job over to the right, it's going to list the position. It's going to list the highlights, the description, and some other things you might see on Glassdoor and so on. But one of the neatest features is all the different locations that this job is located on. You see Simply Hired, Job Leads, Way Up, Indeed, and so on. And anytime you want to apply to this job, you simply click on one of these. If we click on the next position, you see that it's just only on LinkedIn. If we page down and let's say we click on this entry-level sales representative, it's on ZipRecruiter, LinkedIn, Glassdoor, Career.com, Recruit.net. So it makes it real easy to go to different sites, and apply to these jobs. Let me tell you one thing though. Let's say we found this entry-level sales representative on LinkedIn, right? And we got really excited about it. We tailored our resume towards the position, and then we went to apply. And unfortunately, it was no longer on LinkedIn. It had been taken down, or the position had been put on hold. And that's where people quit. They stop and say, gosh, you know what? I guess they're not hiring anymore. One thing you can do is you can then come to Google and let's see if this position's posted anywhere else. For instance, this position with sales focus is on, 7, 8 different sites. So what you're able to do is you're able to go see if it's still on Monster or Glassdoor or Recruit.net or Career.com, because there's a good chance that it hasn't been taken down on all of them. So that would allow you to apply even though it was still down on LinkedIn. Okay, so let's start to drill this down a little bit because, again, this is just way too vague for what we're looking for. So what I want to start doing is looking more towards my niche. So I am going to add the word manufacturing before sales here. So I have manufacturing sales jobs in South Carolina. And instantly you see that it brings back more to exactly what I should be looking for. Outside sales representative, technical sales, all in the manufacturing and industrial kind of world. One thing to keep in mind, however, is there are probably several different ways to say manufacturing sales jobs. We could say industrial sales jobs, manufacturing representative sales jobs. So be sure to test different titles based on what you're going after. You may have a title that your organization is giving you that is very unique to your organization. So go out and do some research and find out what companies are calling what it is that you do. If you need any help with that, please let me know, and I am happy to help you come up with some titles. And I guarantee we can come up with probably half a dozen to a dozen that you would be able to search on. So now we've got our search to where we feel good about it. We've got the correct sort of phrase in place. Now let's start to save these. We don't want to have to come back every single day and type these in. So I want to set what's called an alert. And the alert is going to allow us to get emails every day based on the positions coming in. Now, there are a lot of positions posted here, and they go back, a week or two or whatever it may be. So before I set any kind of alerts, I want to get it to where we've got a limited amount of postings or positions that have come in very recently. So I'm going to put in the last 3 days. Now, only one position is going to come up, and that doesn't surprise me because I'm searching for manufacturing sales jobs in a very unique location where there's not a lot of manufacturing, and I'm doing it I'm making this video at the end of a weekend. So there haven't been a lot of positions posted in the last 2 days. But what I want to do now is I want to create this alert. So to do that, all I want to do is click this follow button. And what that does, it creates an alert to where every day or weekly, I am going to get sent any new updates on manufacturing sales jobs in Charleston, South Carolina. And to look at those, all you simply do is click on following. And here's that alert. If you want them weekly, you can click weekly, but I highly suggest daily because we all know how quickly a job can come up and then be taken down. So that's the alert for one. Let's set another alert for industrial sales jobs in Charleston, South Carolina. Even though there were 0 in the last 3 days, that's okay. I'm going to still create follow because now what that does, I've got manufacturing sales jobs and industrial sales jobs. Now, we're missing a huge market segment here, and that is, of course, remote positions because these kind of sales jobs can obviously be remote. So to search for that, all we're going to do is simply adjust our string up here a little bit. We are going to take off all of this and then just add the word remote. And this will be a whole new ball game because now we are going to have hundreds and hundreds of positions that we can go after. All of these are going to be industrial sales jobs that are remote, and this list is just going to go on and on and on and on. So this gives us an entirely new job parameter that we've searched on. We probably want to break this down from a date posted and just look in the last 3 days. And, even in the last 3 days, there's still a very, very good number. Again, keeping in mind that I'm recording this on the weekend. So let's create let's create an alert for this. So we simply just hit follow. And, let's go back to manufacturing sales for that. And then let's create a follow. Now, if we go to all of our alerts, here is what we've got. We've got the 2 that we've just created, manufacturing sales and industrial sales, all remote, work from home. And then we've got the 2 for here in Charleston in the last 3 days. All right, let's try another example. So I'm going to go ahead and delete all of these alerts. And I'm going to go back to Google. And let's search for let's search for a social media manager. So I want to start very vague. So I'm just going to do social media jobs remote. And right off the bat, there's our bank of 3 jobs that we'll be looking for. In this example, it was above the sponsored. We're going to click on that more jobs, and then here we go. I mean, it's just going to go on and on and on and on and on and on. I mean, this is going to be a huge category. So, but let's come back up top here, because we want to break this down a little bit further. So social media, let's do manager jobs. And again, here's a very, very good list. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do date posted last 3 days, and then create an alert. So let's do a couple more titles that might come up or might be called a social media manager. How about content manager? Here's a whole bunch of content managers that might be similar. Let's do an alert for that. How about content creator? Another very good list. Let's create an alert for that. And let's do one more. How about social media marketing jobs? Need to spell social, right? There we go. Perfect. And then we can hit follow. And now if we go to following, we can see that we've got these alerts set for social media marketing jobs, content creator jobs, content manager jobs, and social media manager jobs. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me today. As you can see, Google really opens up your job search and can definitely find a lot of hidden jobs that are not going to be on LinkedIn, Indeed, and things like that. So if you need any assistance whatsoever, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. If you're a client of mine, I'm happy to do a Zoom meeting and walk through some searches with you one-on-one and test back and forth on what's going to work and setting up alerts. So again, thank you for joining me. Have a great rest of the day, and I will talk to you soon.